Hey, this is Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanisms in Maglev Metro, which I do not own, but I have some photos of my recent play of Maglev Metro. It is essentially a pick up and deliver game, which is not usually a genre that excites me, but Maglev Metro really elevates it with a few different elements that I think pull it into like modern Euro games with a strong sense of progression, using one clever thing that I'll mention in a minute. First, two little mechanisms that I think, or not that little, they're mechanisms that aren't my favorite, but are really, really good, really important to the good feel that I got from playing this game. One is that you get three or four goals at the beginning of the game. 4 goals, I believe. 4 different goals. However, you don't have to accomplish any of those goals if you don't want to. Only one will actually be scored unless you activate spaces on your player mat, which I'll talk about more in a second, where you get to activate more than one goal. But I really like this element here where you're given a bunch of goals at the beginning of the game, or several goals, but you really only need to accomplish one, or you only need to really focus on one. And what happens during the game can change your mind on which one you need to focus on. The opposite of this would be is if you were given 3 goals at the beginning of the game, and before the game even began, you had to choose one of those goals and discard the other 2. I think this is a great example of modern game design, where you have those goals in front of you, and during the game, you choose which one you want to focus on based on how the game actually evolves. That's really clever. The other little thing that I really like about the game is that it is a pick up and deliver game involving these little people, these citizens, and whenever you unlock a new tile type, that is when you will add these citizen meeples to a shared bag that's shared by all players. And so there's this little sense of bag building. It's not really a bag building game, but there are workers going into a bag, and at certain times when you replenish the different spaces on the board, you'll draw some workers from that bag. And I really like this shared element here, where you're all sharing the same bag, you're influencing what goes in the bag, and you're deciding when you want to pull stuff out of the bag. I think that's great too. However, my favorite mechanism in the game is regarding this amazing player mat, this dual layered player mat, where you are placing workers and robots, or citizens and robots, throughout the game. And this is the way this game really elevates pick up and deliver. The game is about picking up and delivering citizens and robots to different parts of this futuristic city. And when you do that, when you successfully deliver someone to where they want to go, you actually get to put that citizen somewhere on your mat. And there are so many different places you can put it. There are a number of spaces where you can put anything or any robot. But a lot of the spaces are worker specific. And so you might deliver a gold robot. And then you have to look at your mat and decide, what action do I want to improve based on this gold robot? For example, in my game, this is the only game I played, it was a 2-player game, I really went after getting additional actions, which is tough. You need 4 workers to complete one of these rows to get a 3rd action or a 4th action on your turn. Down here, you can, right here is where you can, these columns, you can activate, you can gain access to new tile types. And these tile types down here that you can build. These are all the different actions you can take on this turn, this big long column, and you improve these actions. So I mentioned, like, one of the things you can do is replenish a location on the board, pull workers out of a bag. And one of the actions here that you can upgrade is pull, instead of just pulling 1 worker out of the bag to replenish, you can pull 2 if you have 2 workers there, or 1 worker there and 1 person on the board. Or you can go all the way up to 4. So that means you could, if you upgrade that action, if you want to focus on that thing, you can then, whenever you replenish, you can pull 4 workers out of the bag. That's incredible. And then there's some scoring things over here. There's I mentioned the goals that you can activate. There's a thing over here that lets you activate more than 1 goal at the end of the game. I love this idea of pick up and deliver. Pick up deliver to me often ends up feeling a little flat. Like you gain some things and then you drop them off and then you're done with those things. But in this game, when you drop them off, you gain them and they improve your engine. That is so brilliant. I love that about Maglev Metro. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. Maybe there's another pick up and deliver game that you really love where there is a strong sense of progression. I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Or if you've played Maglev Metro and want to talk about your favorite mechanism in the comments below, I'd love to hear about that as well. Thanks.